Hey everyone, as promised, this is your Project COE Staff Writer Justin Joseph, here with at least my final review for 2007. This time I'll be taking a look at Need for Speed ProStreet, available on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The concept of this racer is simple. This guy called Ryo Watanabe thinks he's the baddest man to ever sit behind the wheel, and you're out to prove him wrong as the fictional Ryan Cooper. In order to accomplish this, you must achieve victory in what we feel to be one too many events spread across a large number of race day weekends. The variety of race day competitions isn't too shabby, as you participate in those such as grip, drag, drift, time attack, and top speed, among others. The main problem lies in the insane repetition because of not only repeated track layout use, but the sheer number of races to conquer. Each race type is mildly entertaining about the first 15 times or so you experience them, and as you can tell from my voice, you become bored with it quite quickly. These sanctioned events aren't particularly challenging either. Very rarely are you threatened to finish with less than first place, and being able to so easily repair car damage with a little cash or freebie repair markers makes that even worse. It also doesn't help that until you unlock the more luxurious cars, those that you race at the game's onset honestly feel like boats on dry land. The traction isn't there, you have to brake almost completely to make sharp turns, and by the time you accrue any sort of high speed, you're braking hard another second or two later. It's rather unsettling that the usual moniker of the Need for Speed franchise quite literally drove off a cliff so EA could develop ProStreet. Cops don't exist, cars can't be near top speed for most of all the races, and the fan and race staff models look like they could be easily reproduced on older platforms. Oh, and whose bright idea was it to make this game what many could consider an interactive advertisement? Seriously, no matter where you are in the game, you can see some form of marketing. It's especially bad in the case of Progressive Auto Insurance, who seems to have teamed up with EA's intentions of promoting legal racing through this game. That's furthered by achievements in the Xbox version that are literally brought to you by Progressive. It's quite sickening, really, and I don't really have any wish to deviate from my Allstate insurance as a result. The visual presentation doesn't fare too well either. On one hand, the cars actually look pretty sweet on a high-definition TV, especially when the environment highlights the various facets of their metal bodies. The effects that are caused by racing are also nice, like tire smoke and tracks left behind on the tarmac or grass. On the flip side, everything else looks pretty substandard for what's intended to be next-gen graphics. The track designs are uninspiring and layouts are repeated too often, and I've already mentioned how I feel about the spectator and race staff models. A couple offerings do actually manage to impress though, if you can believe that by now. The audio is pretty kick-butt. EA's typical licensed soundtrack is actually quite appropriate for the situations when a song begins or is already playing. The car engines, tire squealing, and physical damage are pleasing to the ear as well. Thus you can imagine how disheartening it is to absolutely despise the announcer, who's quite frankly obsessed with talking and the name Ryan Cooper. After an hour or so, you'll wish he'd just disappear. The appeal of the game's car customization and online infrastructure also go hand in hand. Your personal garage can hold what I assume to be an indefinite number of cars, and you can swap out important parts and personalize the aesthetic detail like the paint and body kit. These configurations can be saved as up to 3 blueprints that can actually be shared with anyone who wants to accept them over Live or PlayStation Network. When it comes to online play, you can put together your own race day for your buddies to compete in, or take part in a ranked or unranked match with strangers. Our experience was positively lag-free and fairly fun because of the restriction of what cars can be raced with. As a result, it's unfortunate that the best features of Need for Speed ProStreet are its audio and online integration. When the rest of the game has more or less been there, done that, it doesn't leave a good taste in one's mouth. Plus, what's with the big change of direction? I think I speak for a lot of series fans when I say that the cops, constant high speed, and hot women need to return, and fast. Until then, we have legal sanctioned racing, and our verdict of 6.7 on 10 because of such. Next week I should have a complimentary video for the Wii build of this very game, and coinciding written review on our site projectcoe.com. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this latest episode, and I'll see you soon.